So throughout this week, I've been sharing with you some best practices to follow as you are publishing content on all the various major platforms online. And one of the best practices I want to talk about today really is this practice of tagging people in your posts. Now, if you've been on platforms like LinkedIn or Instagram or Twitter, you've probably seen people do this. In fact, when I started on LinkedIn, I saw people do this, so I used to tag a bunch of people across the bottom of every post. Because in reality, it kind of is a good way to get people to see your posts and hopefully engage with your posts. Because anyone that you tag in your post will get a notification that they've been tagged. A lot of times their connections will see it as well. And especially if they do engage on your post, their connections will see that they've engaged on it and they will find your content as well. So it's a way to kind of spread your content beyond your own connections. But a lot of people do this wrong. And they do it in a way that ends up burning bridges and really just annoying the people that they tag. You see, there is a right way to tag people and there is a wrong way. And I'm just going to come out and say it, and you may not agree with me, but on your post, just at the bottom, tagging a bunch of random people is the wrong way to do it. That would be like you walking up to someone in person with a megaphone and saying, "Hey, look at my content." If you wouldn't do that in person, please don't do that on a social network. Really what that does is it comes across as you being greedy and as you being a taker. That you're not trying to give to other people, you're trying to get from them. And so be very careful when you tag people in your content. Some of the best ways to tag people really are if you are quoting them. Then clearly, please tag them because they would love to see that you're quoting them and their connections would like to see that. And it's a great way to do this in a very honoring and very giving way. You also would want to tag someone if something that they posted inspired your post. And so you can do something like, "Hey, I read Jason's post yesterday and it really encouraged me with this." And in that case, tag me in it. I want to see it. I know some people will tag others in their comments and do things like, "Hey, here's this post that you asked to see," or "Hey, I'd love your thoughts on this," and they tag a few people, or maybe they ask an extra question in the comments and tag people on it, or sometimes they'll say, "Here are some awesome people to follow." But again, be very careful with that, because what tends to happen is a lot of people will try to tag people that have very high followings and very high engagement on their posts, almost as a way of trying to latch onto their coattails and live off of their, or grow off of their success. And in all honesty, they know that's what you're doing. And so if you're going to do this, if you really are going to tag people in your posts, do it in a right way. Do it in a way that isn't trying to take from them, but a way that is giving. Now, I even would go as far for myself to say it would be good maybe if you asked the person beforehand, "Hey, I am doing a post on this topic. Could I tag you in there because I see that you produce content on this a lot and I'd like to point people to you." If you did that to me, if you post on marketing and branding and content or pursuing your dreams or personal development, and you're like, "Hey, I love your content. I would love to link you in one of these posts," I guarantee you, unless you are putting out really, really bad content, I'm probably going to say yes, because I would want to help give you some connections that way. And honestly, it would help bring some connections and maybe some engagement my way as well. That is a way to do this beneficially. Now, I've had some people ask me in this series, "Hey, please tag me on the post because I don't want to miss any." So if someone asks you, then please, yes, go ahead. By all means, include them on there. But best practice, only tag people when you are trying to push your connections towards them, or you're quoting them, or they inspired something you did, or if you've asked them. Otherwise, really what you're doing is you're using them to grow your platform, and they know it, and other people know it. I mean, let's be honest. We know why everyone tags other people in their posts, especially if you just do a mass tag across the bottom. Be better. there are better ways to do this. And so what I've done is I've created a resource that I've linked in the comments below to kind of give you some best practices on how you should tag people in your posts and really do it in a good way, do it in a way that's going to benefit you and not look like you're just grabbing for engagement wherever you can find it. If you're putting out great content, they will come. Just give them time. And so if you have any questions on this, feel free to leave them in the comments below or shoot me a message. And honestly, I'd love to hear from you. How do you go about tagging people? Do you just randomly tag a bunch of people so that they see your post, or do you have a strategy for it? I'd love to find out in the comments below. And until tomorrow, when I have another great best practice for you, I hope you all have a great day.